Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to CPCC's library. My name is Carolyn Kubish and I will be doing your demonstration this morning. At the moment, you will not need your computer, so if you don't mind shutting those down, that would be fantastic. I'm going to say lots of fabulous stuff, so you'll be completely engaged. You won't need your computers. We've only got about 15 to 20 minutes, so this is going to be the Triple D, the Down and Dirty demo. We're going to take a look at one database. We're going to look at why you might want to use it, some of its special features, and then we're going to take a quick look at it on how you can search it to get the most out of the database. Okay, sounds good? Great. The database we're going to take a look at is called Scholar. It's not Google, but it's close because it's brought to you by the same people who do bring you Google. Who's actually used Google for finding information for a research paper? Go ahead and either raise your hand, or if you're shy, you can just nod your head or shake your head. Okay, so there are some inherent problems with searching Google for information for a research paper. And I don't know if any of you found that. How many have found that when you do a search, you get sometimes over 1 million hits? Yeah, okay, yeah, Google, yeah, crazy, right? How many of you found that like 95% of the stuff that you do pull back is so useless for a research paper? It's either a business, or it's pornography, or it's a website that's somebody's personal website, it's a blog posting. Who's had that happen to them? Yeah, a little bit, not so much, okay. And the other thing is when you do find a web page that you might want to use, you have to spend a lot of time evaluating it. Who put that up there? Is it balanced? When was the last time it was updated? So you have to spend a lot of time. Who's run into that issue of evaluating the websites and stuff? Okay, so those are a lot of problems just searching the internet in general. What Google Scholar does is it takes the universe of the internet, so say the universe of the internet is all of this in my arms, and it just takes a tiny little subset. And that subset are academic and scholarly publishers. It looks at associations and professional societies. It looks at university repositories and some government information to pull back only quality information from peer-reviewed journals, dissertations and theses, court opinions, so you know that the information that you're getting has already been vetted for you. You do know that the information you can use in your research paper. Okay, so that's one great reason why you might want to use Google Scholar. Another reason is it searches across multiple disciplines. And what I mean by that is if you go onto your library's website and you look at their databases, some of them are very focused. They'll just cover medicine, or maybe they'll just cover business or history. So that if you have a topic that you want to research and it covers multiple disciplines, for example, if you're in an environmental science class and you're talking about fracking, which is a new way of drilling, it's become really popular in North Dakota. If you want to find out the environmental impact, the economic impact, and the legal impact of fracking in North Dakota, you might actually have to look at a science database to find information about how the environment is impacted. You might have to look at a business database to find the financial impact, and you might have to look at a law database to find out the legal impact. With Google Scholar, you don't have to do that because it's going out and it's searching across all disciplines, pulling back the relevant information that you've put in via your keywords, and then bringing them up for you. So it kind of is like one-stop shopping, okay? Any questions so far? No, great. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at how to get to and use Google Scholar. So this is Google, and the first way you can get there, there's pretty much two ways you can get to Google Scholar. You can go directly from the Google homepage by going to More, Even More, and then scrolling down to Scholar. Just click on it and it will bring it up. The other way to do it is to go directly to the website, and it's very easy to remember. It's just scholar.google.com. If you look back take a look at this page and then look at Google, each should be very familiar to you. It looks almost exactly the same. Notice it's got the same black toolbar at the top. It's got the Google logo. It's got your text search box here, more information down at the bottom. It should look very familiar and should be very comfortable for you if you use Google a lot. The only things that Google Scholar have that regular Google doesn't are these 4 additional tools at the top here. It's called My Citations, Alerts, Metrics, and Settings. You probably won't use this very often, but the one tool you might use a lot is called Alerts. And what that does is exactly what it says it does. It alerts you to new information. So if you set up a search and you really like this search and you want to keep up with any new information on that search topic, you can set up an alert, have it sent to your email, and anytime something new comes in that matches your search criteria, you get an email saying, hey, something new has popped up. You can set up an alert directly from here or from the search results page, and I'll show you that in just a second. Okay? The search box is just like a regular search box in Google. If you're familiar and comfortable with using Google and you just type in a question, you can go ahead and do that here. If you like using keywords and Boolean logic, who's familiar with Boolean logic? Anybody? Does anybody know what that means? It's the combination of words together using and, or, and not to either broaden or reduce and limit your search. Okay, so if you're comfortable using those Boolean terms of and, so A and B, A or C, then you can go ahead and do that here as well. If you're not, though, and sometimes you have a very complex search and you're not comfortable using those Boolean terms, you can go to this little drop-down arrow, and that will take you to the Advanced Scholar Search. And what Advanced Scholar Search does is it brings up a form, and it allows you to visualize and see your search, where you put your search terms and how they interact with one another. Okay? So let's take my example from earlier. We were talking about the economic, environmental, and legal implications of fracking in North Dakota. Okay? So it says find articles with all the words. So the words that we absolutely want to see in our article would be economic, environmental, legal. So why don't we go ahead? I will go ahead and pardon my typing. So, did I spell it wrong? E-N-E-V, see? Good catch. E-N-V, environmental. So that's like using an and Boolean operator. I'm saying I want economic and environmental and legal to all show up in my papers, okay? The next one says with the exact phrase. Well, the only phrase that I really have in my search is North Dakota. I want it to say North Dakota as it is. I don't want it to say Dakota, North. I don't want it to say North of Dakota. It needs to say North Dakota in that string. You can have as long a phrase as you want, and each word has to be found in that paper in that exact order. So that's what that means. The next one is with at least one of the words. So one of the words I want it to say is fracking. A synonym for that, though, is drilling. So as long as it says either fracking or drilling, and there's that Boolean operator of or, I want you to pull it back. Okay? So that's pretty much my search topic that I was looking for. Any of the economic, environmental, or legal of fracking or drilling in North Dakota. The without the words box will tell you don't include these words. I don't have any words particularly in my topic at the moment where I would want to knock them out. But an example might be you were looking for information on the country of Jordan, but you don't want anything on Michael Jordan, so you would not out Michael. So it would say Jordan, not Michael. Okay, does that make sense how that works? Great. There's a couple of ways now you can limit your search or expand your search. The first one is, where do you want to find all of these search terms in your article? You can look in the full text, which will make it very broad, or you can look for all of these terms in just the title. This is a nice option if you've got only 2 or 3 search terms and they're very broad. And you want to make sure that the paper you're looking at is about those 3 broad terms. You might want to use in the title of the article to make sure that what you're bringing back is very narrow and focused. Mine tends to be a lot of terms, and I want to keep it as broad as possible because I don't really know how much information is out there. So I'm going to leave it on anywhere in the article. So it will search anywhere in the text of an article for all of my search terms. Okay? You also have the option of, if you know an author's name, to put that in here, either searching by the last name or first and last name or initials and last name. You can put in return articles published in, meaning you can search for a specific journal title. If you know there's an article in the Journal of the American Medical Association, you can put JAMA, the acronym, or Journal of the American Medical Association into that search box. The last is you can limit by date. Fracking is pretty new, within the last 5 to 10 years. So I think I just want to look at maybe 2010 to 2013. And then we're ready to look and search. This is your results page. Please notice that there are 3 columns within your results page. You've got this left-hand column. That left-hand column allows you to limit and sort your results, not to a really deep extent, but you can do a little bit. Here in the middle are your search results of the different citations, brought back all of your terms. You'll notice that the keywords that you used have been bolded and they're in context, so you can see how they look, or how they look partially within the article. And then this last section is the link to the full text of the article, if it is available. So on this first one, you'll notice there isn't a link. There is no full text available. If you click on the title link, it will take you to an abstract or an extract of the article, but you will not get the full text. The only ones that have a full text will have a link in this right-hand column. Okay. So what you're going to see then in the center section, these are all of your articles that have matched the search criteria that you have put in. And what you'll notice is that the title is always linked. Again, that will either take you to the abstract or an extract of the article. In green, underneath it, you will see the author's last name, the location or the source of where the publication or this article came from. You'll see a date or a year of when it was published, and then where it is living or located online. You have a brief keyword in context. You can see where your keywords are showing up in bold. And then you've got these additional links down at the bottom. One of them says cited by, and then there's a number. And that tells you how many other papers, how many other articles have cited this one in their own paper. So climate change and the convergence of environmental and energy law has been used by 7 other people in 7 other papers. And you can take a look at who used them if you click on that link. The higher the number where it says cited by, the more popular and more important, whether good or bad, not necessarily always good, will tell you how important that particular article is. the more important it is, it might be more relevant to you and you want to take a look at that article. Related articles link is not something I usually encourage people to look at. There's a funky algorithm going in the background that sometimes leads you off in crazy directions. If you're just fooling around and you want to see what's behind that link, I suggest going in and taking a look at it just for fun. But it's not something I would necessarily recommend if you're doing some hardcore research. The last one, and this one's really important, is called Cite. The beautiful thing about this one is if you decide you want to use this particular article in your paper, it tells you exactly how to cite that paper in your bibliography. You have no excuse not to keep an article because you don't know how to cite it in your bibliography. It does it for both for MLA, APA, and the Chicago Manual of Style. And those are the three most popular ones. So you're pretty much covered with citation if you decide you want to use this article. Okay. Just for comparison's sake, please notice that we pulled up 1,470 results. That was in Google Scholar. Let's go ahead and just take a look at what would have happened if you'd done this search in Google. You have over 1 million hits. So you can see searching in Google Scholar obviously reduces the amount considerably to a much more manageable size. Now you may be thinking, 1,470 is still not manageable for me. And again, you can go back, add more terms. You can, again, say maybe 2010 isn't where I want to be. Maybe I just want 2012. And now you've reduced it down to 666.
Ooh.
That's scary for some people, so maybe we'll change that to 2013 only. And now you're down to 292. So the other thing that you can obviously sort by date. If you had from 2010 on, you can sort by date. And this is including patents. You can uncheck this. It's not going to change anything, or it shouldn't change very much because this really isn't about patent searching. But here's the other option of where you can create a little alert. All you would have to do is say, you know what, I love this search. I'm going to need to get updates on this whenever something new happens. So all you need to do is click on Create Alert. You get this box, text box, coming up. It's got your query up here. You would just have to put in your email address. Let them know if you want 10 or 20 search results in your email, and then hit the Create Alert. And it will automatically send you an email as soon as something new pops in and matches your search criteria. Okay? I think I am probably pretty much out of time. So that is the down and dirty when it comes to Google Scholar. And I hope that you will keep that in your back pocket. It's got a great way, it's got the power of a Google search behind it. And it's multidisciplinary so that you can search across many different topics. And it's free, so after you no longer work a student here at CVCC and you don't have access to the great resources in the library, you can still go on Google Scholar and pull up some information. I'll be here after if you have any questions, and thank you for coming. We hope to see you again soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. You know about the, did you know about the site in Google Scholar?
I may have known it at one.